Lieutenant Colonel Tang Wee Go, Commanding Officer, 113 Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our cabinet ministers, senior ministers, and deputy prime minister to the float at Marina Bay.
Here come our cabinet ministers streaming into the arena, all decked out in the familiar red and white of Singapore. Ms. Indrani Raja, Minister in the Prime Minister's office, together with Senior Minister Teo Chee Hean, acknowledging Singapore's everyday heroes here at the float. Mr. Tharman Shanmugaratnam as well, Defence Minister Ng Eng Hen. Emeritus Senior Minister Goh Chok Tong makes his entrance. Since retiring, Mr. Goh connects with the masses on his social media account Emperator, which is a nod to the constituency he served for a long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome our Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Hsien Loong.
Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong has been a prominent figure in the fight against COVID-19. In his NDP message, he says that Singaporeans have stood together to fight the crisis, but urged them to be on guard against fault lines that have been strained. All eyes now on his National Day rally speech, which is expected to outline how Singapore can be a COVID-resilient society.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the combined band will now perform their rendition of this year's NDP theme song, So Roll Ahead.
By the combined band made up of the SAF band and SPF band. By all accounts, a very popular tune, which in its original version was performed by Lin Ying, Zairi, Shabir, and Shai. We get to see them in the flesh performing the song on the 21st of August. As its name suggests, the song addresses how Singapore can and will overcome the odds when faced by difficulties. In fact, its composer Lin Ying says she was inspired by the older generation and how it rose to the challenge of change as Singapore went from third world to first. Lin Ying says she hopes the road ahead cheers people up during the uncertainty of the times and dedicates it to our everyday heroes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome Her Excellency, President Halimah Yacob.
President Halimah Yacob arrives for the grand occasion in the traditional red and white of Singapore. It's a fourth NDP as Singapore's president.
Ladies and gentlemen, now look up to the sky. 5 F-15 SG Eagles from the Republic of Singapore Air Force, led by Commanding Officer 149 Squadron, Senior Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Lee, will execute a spectacular bomb burst in a salute to the nation. And here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
This is the one. Hey, you keep my phone later, no battery.
Madam President, the parade is formed up and ready for inspection. Ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, our president will now inspect the parade. As a mark of respect, the 25 pounder guns on board M3G Mouse will fire in salute
from the 25-pounder howitzers. There will be a total of 21 shots as part of the presidential gun salute. The President, escorted by Chief of Defence Force Lieutenant General Melvin Ong and Parade Commander Lieutenant Colonel Tang Bi Ko for the parade inspection. The 21-gun salute is conducted almost exclusively for the President during National Day parades. Each gun is operated by 6 personnel, but dozens of others work behind the scenes so that the salute comes off without a hitch. They include weapons personnel, combat engineers and drivers, get the howitzers on the M3Gs. Now conducting her customary inspection of the Guard of Honor contingents, beginning first with the 1st Commando Battalion, by all accounts a unit with a very proud history. I mentioned earlier that they just won their 18th consecutive Best Combat Unit Award. What I didn't mention was that they won the award an incredible 35 times overall. Coming up now on the Navy Guard of Honor contingent, made up of men from the Naval Diving Unit. They too have a proud heritage as one of Singapore's elite units. Naval divers are known for their physical and mental strength. And even though they're at home underwater, they can also take on missions in the air and on land. Air Force Guard of Honor contingent is comprised of men and women from the Air Power Generation Command. Its job? To ensure that the RSAF is able to deliver the air power required to complete its missions. It includes turning around aircraft, servicing and maintenance, and integrating operations across the 4 air bases. Finally, here is the Singapore Police Force Guard of Honor contingent, who hail from Training Command. All police officers must pass through the command to ensure that they have the requisite operational and soft skills to ensure Singapore remains safe and secure. It's also a special year for these officers. Madam Halima has acknowledged that this year's celebrations aren't the same as previous years, but she urges Singaporeans not to lose sight of the country's progress. Quoting the National Day theme, Madam Halima says she hopes it will help the nation overcome the challenges of the Olympics.
Wave our flags to our president! Happy National Day, Singapore!
President acknowledging our everyday heroes, a group that she says should be appreciated and saluted for being at the forefront of the COVID-19 fight. In a National Day message, she rallied Singaporeans to stay united as the country eases restrictions from tomorrow. It's important that the coronavirus doesn't dominate lives, she says, and called on people to adapt and manage the disease.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Guard of Honor will now execute the feu de joie or fire of joy to celebrate our nation's birthday.
Komandan akan tembak Polisa. Isikan baru. Berisikan lagi. Format. Tengok. Kolang hormatan. Datang. Senjata. Kolang hormatan. Rusuk. Senjata. Madam President, I have your permission to proceed with the national pledge and thereafter march off the parade mat.
This is President Halimah Yaakov's fourth National Day as head of state. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we recite our national pledge.
First, Dallas, Senjata. First, tahan, setia.
We, the citizens of Singapore, pledge ourselves as one united people, regardless of race, language, or religion, to build a democratic society based on justice and equality, so as to achieve happiness, prosperity, and progress for our nation.
First, setia. First, Dallas, Senjata.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Kolang hormatan, diam. Yang lain, tolak. Senjata. Baris akan berjalan keluar dalam masa cepat. Kolang hormatan dahulu. Berkah ke kanan. Ke kanan, gol. Naik.
The march past once again led by the Colours Party. In today's context, the Singapore Armed Forces colours are meant to instill pride and loyalty in soldiers. As in yesteryear, they meant to rally troops, but less to a specific location and more to a common cause. The cause is to be what the Defence Ministry calls the bedrock of Singapore's defence and security. Each of the colours or flags carry the emblems of the state and individual regiments. The regimental colours are conferred upon units and formations that have attained operational capability or made commendable achievements. There are 4 new colours added to the party this year. The SAF Ammunition Command, a one-stop agency that supports all of the SAF's ammo requirements. The supply formation joins the ranks too. It plans, commands, and provides supply support. The transport formation is another new entrant, delivering integrated transport solutions for the SAF. And there's the Army Deployment Force, comprised of a group of elite regulars who are on standby 24/7 with specialized capabilities in operations. If you notice that the contingents are more spaced apart than usual, You're absolutely right. The troops are all 1 meter apart, even while marching in formation. And of course, they're all masked up as well, in a bid to comply with safe management measures. All of the parade participants are fully vaccinated. Bringing up the GOH contingent is Parade Commander Lieutenant Colonel Tang Wee Go. He's commanding officer of the Republic of Singapore Air Force 113 Squadron, which anchors communications and network systems. It plays a significant role in each NDP, coordinating comms for the state flag flight path and aerial displays. The father of two has served in the SAF for 23 years, but in all that time of service, he says this ranks as his proudest military achievement. Outside of uniform, Lieutenant Colonel Tang is an ultra runner, having done several 100-kilometer races, both at home and abroad. With travel out of the picture for now, you might have as it comes to terms with his survival and newfound identity. For now though, we leave you with highlights of the ceremonial parade. I'm John Leong, signing off.
Oh, done already.
Yeah lah. Is that, that's it? I think that it is